Hey, today I've got some chilling, untold Reddit confession threads that genuinely had me sleeping with the lights on. If you want more of these videos, hit subscribe and drop a like. Let's get into it. I, 27-year-old female, hired a cleaner through an app, and she keeps rearranging things in my bedroom that she has no reason to touch. This one came from r/let's not meet, and it genuinely made me check my door locks. Posted 5 days ago on a throwaway account. It starts simple. Tired woman, messy apartment, cleaning app. But where it ends up made my stomach drop. Here's how OP lays it out. I'm 27-year-old F. I live alone in a one-bedroom flat, and I work long hours as a nurse. I barely have energy to keep the place clean, so I downloaded a home services app and booked a cleaner. Her name was Dana, mid-30s, friendly, showed up on time. First session was great. After the second visit, I noticed my ring had moved from the left side of the nightstand to the right. Third visit, my underwear drawer wasn't folded the way I fold it, and my pillow was on the wrong side of the bed. I told myself she was just being thorough, but something kept nagging at me. So I bought a small, hidden camera, tucked it on my bookshelf, aimed at the bed, and let Dana come for the next session like normal. That night, I pulled up the footage. Dana walks into my bedroom, takes off her shoes, goes to my closet and pulls out my nightgown. Then she lies down in my bed, presses the nightgown against her face, and just stays there. Eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling, for over 40 minutes without moving. Then she gets up, remakes the bed perfectly, hangs the nightgown back exactly where it was, and goes back to cleaning the kitchen like nothing happened. She was in my bed, wearing my space like a second skin, and I had been sleeping in it every night not knowing. That image, someone in your bed, your nightgown pressed to their face, eyes open, completely still for 40 minutes, and then just getting up and mopping your kitchen floor like it never happened. And this is only where it starts. After that first round of footage, OP says she didn't sleep. She sat in her living room until sunrise, going back and forth between calling the police and telling herself she was making it bigger than it was. She didn't cancel. Not yet. She wanted proof that no one could brush off. I bought a second camera and set it up in the hallway. Then, I went back through older footage from the bedroom one. Dana was booked for 3 hours each session. She was spending maybe 40 minutes actually cleaning. The rest of it, she was in my bedroom. I went through my apartment after that with completely different eyes. Found a hairpin under my pillow that was not mine. My bathroom mirror had been tilted, just slightly, like someone adjusted it to their own height. My perfume bottle was noticeably lighter than it should have been. My friend Sarah told me to cancel immediately and report to the app. But I kept thinking, what if they don't believe me? What if I need more than one weird video? So I let one more session happen. I hid both cameras and left for work like normal. That night, I pulled the footage, and I wish I hadn't. Dana went straight for my laptop. It's password locked, but she sat there trying different combinations for about 15 minutes. Then she opened my medicine cabinet and read every single label front and back. And then she got into my bed again. Over an hour this time. The mic picked up something faint, so I pulled the audio into an editing app and boosted the levels. She was whispering. Fragments mostly, but I caught my name. Over and over. Just my first name, barely above a breath. I canceled every future session that night and wrote a full report to the app with timestamps and screenshots. And I just felt this wave of relief wash over me. Like, okay, it's done. She is out of my life. I thought that was the end of it. I really did. She canceled. She reported everything. She felt like she could finally breathe. And honestly, reading through this part the first time, I thought maybe it was going to end there. Maybe this was just a really unsettling story about a weird cleaner and a close call. It was not a close call. What comes next is the part that made me put my phone down and go check my own front door. For 3 days after she canceled, nothing. No messages, no knocks, no Dana. And that silence started to feel like an answer. I changed my sheets, threw out the old nightgown, bought a new one. I even cooked dinner one night instead of ordering in. I was starting to feel like myself again. My friend said forget about it. Move on. I was ready to. Then, on day 4, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. "Hi, it's Dana from Clean Sweep. I think I left my water bottle at your place. Would you mind if I swung by to grab it? My stomach dropped. I searched the entire apartment. Nothing. I texted back that I didn't find anything. She replied almost instantly. It might be under the bathroom sink. It's a small blue one. I checked. Nothing there either. Then another message. I really need to come get it. It has sentimental value. I stopped replying. 2 hours later, there was a knock on my door. I looked through the peephole and there she was, smiling, holding a small gift bag. I did not open that door. She knocked again, waited, then leaned close and said through the door, I just wanted to say thank you for being such a good client. She left the bag on my doormat and walked away. I waited 20 minutes before I cracked the door. Inside was a lavender candle and a handwritten note. It read, Your bedroom smells like this now. I made sure. That note hit different. The candle was not a gift. It was a message that said I was still in your space even after you told me to leave. The comment section on this post went completely sideways. The lying in your bed part made my skin crawl. 40 minutes just lying there? That's not curiosity, that's obsession. Please tell me you changed your locks. I genuinely cannot imagine watching footage of a stranger lying in my bed holding my clothes. I would never sleep in that room again. OP, please get one of those cameras that alerts your phone in real time. If she comes back, you need footage and you need to not be alone. I did get a Ring doorbell after I canceled the service, but the texts with photos of my window are from the back of the building, not the front entrance. There's a fire escape that runs past my bedroom window. I never thought about it before, but she would have seen it from inside my apartment during every single visit. OP went quiet for about 2 weeks. Then she dropped an update that made the original post look like a warm-up. I checked under the mattress like someone suggested, and I'm not going back to that apartment. I filed a police report the morning after Dana showed up at my door. The officers were nice about it, but basically said without a direct threat, there wasn't much they could do besides document everything. I thought, okay, at least there's a paper trail now. Then I went to pull up Dana's profile on the app. Gone. Not deactivated, gone. No reviews, no photo, nothing. I called their support line and they told me they have no record of a cleaner registered under that name in my area. The phone number the app gave me for her? Police confirmed it was a prepaid burner. So for 2 weeks, I tried to move on. Then, 5 days ago, I woke up at 2 a.m. to my phone buzzing. A text from the burner number. No words, just a photo. It was my bedroom window, taken from outside, at night. My curtains were partially open and you could see the faint glow of my bedside lamp. A second photo came seconds later. Same angle, zoomed in. I could see the outline of myself asleep in my bed. I called 911 immediately. The comments on this one hit fast. I used to clean houses through one of those apps in college, and we literally never had reason to open a client's underwear drawer. This woman was there for something else entirely. The fact that the app has no record of her is the most terrifying part of this. Who the hell did you actually let into your home? This is what gets me. These apps supposedly do background checks. Either the check was run on a stolen identity, or someone inside the company removed the profile to cover their tracks. Neither option is comforting. OP went quiet after that last update. A lot of people thought the story was done. Then she came back one more time. I checked under the mattress like someone suggested, and I'm not going back to that apartment. So, a quick update on everything. Police have the photos from the burner number, and they are officially treating this as stalking now. I moved in with my sister about 30 minutes away. New phone number, new locks on her place, the whole thing. I contacted the app again, and they gave me a generic response about taking user safety seriously and refunded my past bookings. They would not confirm whether they were investigating Dana or whether that was even her real name. I asked 3 separate times. Nothing. But here's the part I cannot stop thinking about. When I was packing up my bedroom to move out, I stripped the bed one last time. I lifted the mattress to check underneath it, and there was something sitting right in the center, directly below where I sleep. A smooth, flat stone, about the size of a quarter, with something scratched into one side. I have never seen it before in my life. I did not touch it. I left it exactly where it was and called the police to come collect it. I don't know what it means, and I don't want to. I just want to sleep somewhere that's mine again. The comments on that final update hit different. This is giving me the same energy as that post where the guy found his landlord had been entering his apartment at night. Some people fixate on spaces. It's a control thing. The stone under the mattress means she planned to come back. She marked the spot. OP, please don't go home alone. That is what stays with me about this one. You invite someone into your home, into the one room where you are supposed to be safe, and they treat your life like something to inhabit. The bed is where you are most vulnerable. Someone lay where you sleep, whispered your name, and then came back to watch you from outside your window. That does not leave you. If you thought that was unsettling, the next story might actually be worse. Stay with me. I, 27-year-old female, keep getting voicemails from my own phone number describing things I haven't done yet. This one was posted 3 days ago on r/nosleep by a user called Static Line Kate. And if you are the kind of person who checks your missed calls before bed, this one is going to mess with you. She opens with this completely ordinary life, and you just know something is about to come apart at the seams. I'm a 27-year-old woman with a normal job, a normal apartment, and absolutely nothing interesting going on in my life. Or, that was true until about 3 weeks ago. I was coming out of a meeting at work and checked my phone and saw a missed call from my own number. My exact number showing up on my own screen. I figured it was a carrier glitch or some spoofing thing and I just deleted it. Didn't think about it again. Then the next day, it happened again. Same number, mine. Except this time there was a voicemail. I almost didn't play it. God, I wish I hadn't. It was my voice. Not like a recording I recognized, it was me, but completely flat. No emotion, no breath between sentences, just this calm, steady narration describing a phone call I was going to have with my mother the next day. It laid out exactly what she'd say about the dog getting into the neighbor's garden again, the long pause before she brought up my father, the exact second her voice would crack and she'd start crying. I laughed it off. Spoofing prank, right? Then the next evening I called my mom. The dog, the pause, the crying, word for word, beat for beat. I replayed the voicemail after we hung up and compared it against my memory, and there was no difference. None. These aren't predictions. Something is writing my life before I live it. That last line is the one that stays with you, because a prediction still gives you a choice. What she is describing here does not leave room for one. And trust me, this is just the beginning. So that first voicemail was unsettling enough on its own. But what happens over the next week is where OP realizes this is not a one-time glitch. This is a pattern, and it does not care whether she cooperates. Over the next week, I got 4 more voicemails, all from my own number, all in my voice. That same flat tone with no breath between sentences, like someone reading off a list. One described a grocery run. Oat milk. Forgot my reusable bags. The self-checkout was broken, so I had to use the regular line. Every detail came true the next day. Another one described a conversation with my coworker Derek about a printer jam on the 3rd floor. I don't even talk to Derek that much, but sure enough, he found me in the break room 2 days later and started venting about the printer. Word for word what the voicemail said. The 3rd described my walk home, stepping over a dead bird on the sidewalk right near the laundromat on 5th Street. So I took a completely different route. Walked down Maple instead. Dead bird. Same species. Same position on the sidewalk. Just a different street. I called my phone carrier and they had 0 record of any incoming calls from my own number. Nothing in their system at all. I factory reset my phone that night. New voicemail by morning. So I tried to fight it. I avoided Derek for 3 straight days. He cornered me in the elevator. I refused to go to the grocery store. My roommate asked me to grab oat milk on my way home from something else. Every single event the voicemails described happened, no matter what I did. It does not feel like prediction anymore. It feels like a script, and I am not the writer. I am just the body performing it. That shift in her tone is real. She went from, "This is weird," to, "I am not in control of my own life," in about 5 days. And the thing that makes it so unsettling is how mundane the predictions are. It is not life or death situations. It is grocery runs and printer jams and dead birds on the sidewalk. The ordinary stuff is what makes it feel truly inescapable. Like whatever is doing this does not just know the big moments. It knows every single pointless errand. But things are about to shift. because the next voicemail does not describe a grocery run. This is where things shift. Up until now, the voicemails were creepy but external, something out there doing this to her. Now the source gets a whole lot closer. I stopped sleeping through the night. I'd wake up at 6 feeling like I hadn't slept at all. My feet were sore, like I'd been walking for hours. Dirt under my fingernails, and I shower before bed. Always. One morning, I came downstairs at 5 and my kitchen smelled like fresh coffee. The pot was empty. Nothing out of place except the smell. Then, Thursday, I found my phone on the kitchen table. I leave it on my nightstand. It was unlocked, open to the voice memo app, with a recording timestamped 3:17 a.m. I played it. My voice. That same flat tone, no breath between sentences. It listed everything that would happen that day. My commute, a meeting with my boss, what I'd eat for lunch. But then it said a name I'd never heard. Marin Ellicott, 4th floor of my building. I've lived here 2 years and never heard that name. That afternoon, Derek mentions Marin in passing. That evening, I run into her by the elevator. She calls me by name, exactly like the recording described. I never told her my name. Whatever this is, it knows people I haven't met. I ordered a camera that night. Reactions in the comments were intense. The part about no breath between sentences genuinely made my skin crawl. That's not how humans speak. Whatever is using your body isn't even trying to get the details right. I don't think this is sleepwalking. Sleepwalkers don't sit down calmly, unlock their phone, navigate to voicemail, and record coherent messages. Something else is driving. Has anyone else noticed she said the voice sounds like hers, but with no breath between sentences? That's text-to-speech synthesis using a cloned voice model. Someone has her voice data and access to her phone. This isn't supernatural, it's surveillance. I wanted it to be that. I spent 2 days convinced it was some kind of spoofing or deepfake, but I watched myself do it, on camera. I watched my own mouth move and that voice come out of me. My lips move, but my chest doesn't. I'm not breathing when I speak. I don't know how to explain that to you because I don't know how to explain it to myself. She bought the camera. And what it caught? That's next. Then OP went quiet for almost 2 days. When she came back, it was with an update post. I watched the recordings and I'm not the only one living in my body. I set up the camera like I said I would. I pointed it at my bed and let it run all night. I didn't expect to actually see anything. At 2:07 a.m., I sit up. Eyes open, no blinking. My face is completely blank. Not confused, not tired, just nothing. I watch myself get out of bed, walk to the kitchen, sit down at the table, and pick up my phone. Then I start talking. Into my own number. In my own voice. That same flat tone from the voicemails. No pauses for breath, no blinking. I did this for almost 2 hours. Then I got up, walked back to bed, laid down, and closed my eyes. I don't remember any of it. But that's not the worst part. Someone in the comments mentioned checking for a gas leak, so I moved my dryer to get behind it. Wedged between the dryer and the wall was a notebook. My handwriting. Dated entries going 3 months into the future. Names I don't know. Places I've never been. Conversations written out word for word in that same flat style. I flip to tomorrow's date. There's a name I don't recognize, and next to it, 2 words. Last day. I don't know what it means. I can't stop shaking. I don't know whose life I'm reading, but I think it might be mine. The comments on this one went in a direction nobody wanted. You need to leave your apartment tonight. Don't sleep there. Whatever routine this thing has built depends on you being in that bed at 2 a.m. Break the pattern and see what happens. This is what I was thinking too, but it terrifies me more. If the pattern breaks, do the voicemails stop? Or does whatever is running the script just adapt? What if leaving is already in the notebook? Please tell me you've shown someone else these voicemails. You need a witness. You need someone else to confirm that's your voice because right now, you're the only person verifying your own disappearance. And with that notebook open on her kitchen table, OP had one night left before tomorrow's entry came true. OP came back one more time. Shorter post than the others. Different energy entirely. Like someone writing on borrowed time. I watched the recordings, and I'm not the only one living in my body. I went to the police with the notebook. They flipped through it, asked me if I was on any medication, and told me to call back if something actually happens. So that was useless. I found Caleb Wren. He lives 4 blocks from me. I knocked on his door and tried to explain everything. The voicemails, the recordings, his name in the notebook. He looked at me like I was unwell, like I was the danger. I don't blame him. The voicemails have stopped. I haven't gotten one in 3 days now. The notebook has no more entries after tomorrow's date. Every page after that is blank. I keep telling myself that means it's over, but I don't actually believe that. I just checked the camera footage from last night, and I didn't go to the kitchen. I didn't record anything. But there's a new voicemail, and this time, it's not my voice. It's... And that's it. Mid-sentence. No edit, no follow-up, no correction. The account went completely dark after that. A few days later, someone in the thread linked a local news article from her city, a missing persons report matching her description, filed 2 days after that final post. The fact that every voicemail has come true means the notebook entries will too. You said there's a name with last day next to tomorrow's date. You need to find that person now. And that's where this one stays with you, because the horror here was never really supernatural. It's the idea that you could be a passenger in your own body, that the life you think you're choosing is just being read back to you from a script you never wrote, that something wearing your face knows your future better than you do, and you never get to find out what it wants because the page just ends. And that is the last story for today.